We're already messing stuff up. Hello. It's been a while. Sorry it's been so long. It's been like 3 months. I just haven't gotten back to doing the videos, and I haven't read a whole lot. But now I'm here. I'm back to give you a review on all the books I've read since... When has it been since? It's been since, I think, May, which is a long time. So I apologize. But I finished the Throne of Glass series. That was the last time I made a video. And so this is every book I've read since then, which isn't a lot. Don't get me wrong. I haven't been able to read a whole lot, especially now, but that's okay. So I hope you enjoy my little review. I guess we'll start with just like what I needed after Throne of Glass, and I just needed something simple. That was just, I went for a romance. I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and I've heard so much about this book and about Lynn Painter. I just needed something light, I needed something easy, I needed something cheesy. Didn't mean to rhyme, but it just happened. I picked this up and I started reading it, and I thought this was like perfect after the Throne of Glass, because I actually gave it a 5-star. Liz and Wes kind of grew up together, and then there's another guy, Michael, who she had a crush on for the longest time, where with Wes, she didn't really have a crush on him because they were just always like these like neighbors that they didn't like each other, but they end up liking each other. And it was just like really fun because it's like it was like a triangle, little love triangle, but she basically ends up falling for Wes. Liz asked Wes to help her get close to Michael because she really likes Michael and she wants to get close to him. And as this is happening, she gets closer to Wes, and then in the end, you know, she ends up with Wes. And I think it was just a really good, cute book, really easy read, and the little romance in it was super cute. I really enjoyed this. 5 out of 5 for this one. And then I was like, I wasn't done with romance. I was like, I need a little more romance. And so I picked this up at my town's book sale. It was like, I think they were just trying to get rid of a bunch of books. I'm not too sure what it was exactly, but I went. And it was like really cheap, all these books. And so I saw this and I was like, I'm gonna pick it up and see what it's about. And it's been a while since I've gotten this book. It's called The Worst Wedding Date by Pippa Grant. And I thought it was gonna be good, and I had a feeling it was gonna be cheesy, but this was just like not good writing, if that makes sense. Like, it could be cheesy and be good writing, but this was cheesy and then bad writing. And I'm like, I haven't read any of her other books, so I don't want to say like she's a terrible writer, because anyone who could write a book is great, but it was just very like a little bit sloppy and very random. And when I got to the end, I was already over it, and like I just didn't like the trope very well either, so maybe that had a lot to do with it. And I don't want to explain the trope because it's not PG. It was just kind of disappointing. Not disappointing, but just I was hoping to get more of this, but I did not. So that I gave this one like a 2-star. Yeah, when I got to the end, didn't even read it. I literally like was so over it. Like, ended happy ending, but I was just like over it, so I literally just skimmed across like paragraphs and like didn't read it fully, and I was like, okay, and then that's it. So I didn't really like this book. Sorry that I'm bashing it a little bit. It just wasn't for me. Maybe it wasn't for me at the time. Wrong timing, I don't know. Just I did not like this book, so we're gonna move on from that. The next one, I was like, okay, romance, we're done with that because obviously it's not working out. I needed to find something else, so I got a thriller, rock, paper, scissors. I've had this one for a little bit, and it's been sitting on my bookshelf, and I was like, okay, I think it's time to pick this one up. It did not disappoint. No, this one was so good. I think I gave this one a 4 stars, which is a good rating because it was so confusing at first. Like, throughout the entire book, I was just like, this isn't making sense. Like, the letters, like, that she was writing, because there's like 3 people in this book. 2 of them married, one of them is this girl named Robin, and it's like not explained really who Robin is till like a little bit further in the book. And then there's these letters that the wife is writing But the twist is crazy. I don't want to spoil it because this one was a good twist, and if I say something else, it's just going to ruin the whole book. So if you're reading this one, the twist is crazy. It is very confusing, but it's all worth it because at the end, it gets explained, all of it, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, that makes so much more sense. And it's just like, okay, I get it now. At the end, you're not confused anymore because literally during the entire thing, I was just like I know what I'm reading, but it's not like meshing together. And then I read the ending and I was like, I get it now. I get it now. So this one was a great twist. 4 stars for sure. And then my genres were really all over the place, but I went into historical fiction. The Kite Runner. I was looking at, what was I looking at? It was Christine Hanna. I was looking at her books because I was like, I saw her new book. I think it's called A Woman, I think. And if that's wrong, I apologize. And so I was going to get that book at Barnes & Noble, but then I went and I didn't realize it was a new book. And so I was like, that's really expensive. I can't do that right now. So I'm going to wait a little while until it comes out and it's not hardback. But I was like, I want like historical fiction. I haven't read that in a while. And so I was looking and I'm browsing and I've heard a lot about the Kite Runner. So I was like, I am going to get the Kite Runner. So I got it. I read it I started reading it right when I got home actually. And it was good. I gave this one, I think 4.5 stars. It kind of gave a lot of perspective because the author, he's from Afghanistan, and so this isn't like his actual story. It's like, it talks about how this kid, the main character, grew up in Afghanistan and then moves to America after like war happens, and then it shows him going back, say like bye to some of these people who are growing old and they're passing over there, but they want to say goodbye to him. So he goes back and then he ends up going on this little mission to find a boy. This boy was his best friend's son, but his best friend actually dies in Afghanistan because he could not move away. It's a little bit sad. So this kid is in an orphanage. Main character tries to go save him. It's been a while since I've read this book, but it was really good. Great story. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a historical fiction. So after reading a lot of different genres, romance, thriller, and historical fiction, I was like, okay, I think I need fantasy again, if I'm being honest. I just need it. I ever since reading fantasy, I can't like go very long without reading it again. So I read the second book in the Cruel Prince trilogy, and everyone says this is their favorite book. I would say I don't agree with that, which is fine. I mean, I get why people like this one more than like the first or the third, but I don't know. This one, I got kind of bored, and I was a little sad because everyone hyped it up, and maybe it was because everyone hyped it up that I was a little disappointed. Basically, Jude is still trying to control Elfame, but without anyone really knowing. Then she gets into some trouble with the Sea Queen, and it's a whole thing. But I just didn't like it a whole lot, which is fine. But that's what I think about this one. Not my best, not my favorite. I would just say 3-star. But right after this one, I was like, well, I'm just going to continue the story so I can finish the series, and it's all fresh in my mind. So after this one, I just read the third one, and the Queen of Nothing. I actually liked it way more than the second one. I just liked how she comes back from the mortal land back to Elfame, and she goes in like pretending to be her sister, and kind of the ending I wasn't expecting. I thought like when he turned into a snake, I thought he was done. I thought he was gone, and then the prophecy comes true basically, and I'm just like, what? You know, so it was just, I liked this one a lot more. It was a little more exciting and unexpected, and yeah, I liked this one more than the second. So it was a good end to the series. I think I gave this one like a 4. Nah, I think I gave it like a 3.8 actually. It was a good series, but I probably won't be reading the other ones if I'm being honest. And then after that, I read Powerless because everyone talks about this book, and I was like, okay, I think I finally just need to read this book. And I was like, I'm going to give it a chance because obviously, you know, these were good, but they weren't like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I needed. So I read this, and this was good. This was 5 stars, like everything I wanted and needed. The enemies to lovers, the trials, the games, it was just, it was amazing. And then the ending was sad, and it's just, this book, so good. It was like, it reminded me of like the Hunger Games, but like if Katniss and Peeta fell in love and then they have powers. I would say it's like that, but it's just more to it than just that. And coincidentally, I read this book, finished it, and when I finished it, literally 2 days later, the second book came out, and I had no idea that the second book was coming out until, I don't know, I think I saw it on Instagram, and I was like, this is like perfect timing, like literally perfect timing. It was meant to be. And so I finished this 2 days before the second one came out. So it gave me time to read the novella. I just hope we see more of McKay, because I loved their story, and I really hope in the third one that she brings him back, even though Adina's gone, which makes me so sad. Like, that really got me. So yeah, I hope we see more of him coming to help Peyton in the next book. We'll see. Really great though. So read 2 great books, 5 stars each, and then of course the day came where this book came out, and this did not disappoint either. It was just great. She was on the run and he was after her, but like he didn't want to catch her, but he did. And the whole thing with the brother Kit and like him becoming king now, and it's just crazy. Like, she's on the run, and then of course there's the moment where she's like in the fighting ring, because she's that girl where she could beat up anybody, and it's just, I love it so much. Like, it was so good, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna spoil too much. All I'm saying, read the series. Just read it. And I'm pretty sad though, because the next book doesn't come out till April. At least it'll make me more excited, right? As time goes on. So, really great series so far. Can't wait for the third book. Just go and read this if you haven't. Okay. And now what I'm currently reading, and I am reading Bride. I've heard really good things about this. It's by Ali Hazelwood, but she mainly does romance books. I've never read one of her romance books actually, so I know I'm kind of like a fake fan, but I've just heard really great things about her fantasy one, because this is her first fantasy book. So far I like it. I'm barely even in it, but I've even asked people who have read this and they were like, oh my gosh, it was so good. Like, it was just like easy, perfect fantasy little romance even. And so I was like, okay, perfect. So we'll see how this turns out. Right now I like it, and this is what I'm reading. And I know I haven't read a whole lot over the last couple months. It's kind of disappointing, but I am enjoying what I'm reading, so that's a good thing. Not wasting my time. So thank you for watching. I'll try and keep you updated. If another 3 months goes by, I'm really sorry. I'll try not to let that happen again, because I do enjoy making these little videos and stuff. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!